So how did you first get involved with the accelerator? I think I heard that it's your third year working with it.
Yeah, this was my third year. I guess I got here in Austin about 4 years ago, and eventually ran into Chris Valentine, who's the
Right.
guy behind it all, who organizes it. And since I'm a professor of innovation, and we have lots of uh, showcases and accelerators and incubators and whatever raters, Chris thought it might be good for me to join in the judging and to be an MC, which is
Right.
especially fun. So that was about 3 years. It was 3 years ago.
Great. So why do you think the accelerator is an important part of South by Southwest? Well, I just put words in your mouth. I'm assuming you think the accelerator is an important part of South by Southwest.
I
And,
do. Well, startups are a big part of South by, and
yeah.
not just the accelerator. In
Right.
fact, it's like I'm going to another one in 15 minutes, another showcase of startups.
Right.
So it's become, it's sort of like rock bands used to come to the music gig. Now we have startups coming to the startup gig, which
Mhm.
is
I think
what
that's a good way of looking at it.
interactive has come. I think the garage band metaphor for startups is apt, because right now it seems, especially when you're here, that kids don't start bands anymore; they start startups.
Yeah, I think that's right. So the ceremony was last night. The awards were announced. Do you have a favorite category? There, different pitches in different categories. Do you have a favorite category or one
I,
that you're most interested in?
I am most interested in startups that are not websites,
Okay.
because most of the startups I see are websites.
Right.
Because, the social mobile cloud genre of websites, those are startups that undergraduates can do.
Hmm.
So there's a
True.
lot of website startups. So my favorite kind is the other kind, whatever that is. And there were a bunch of them yesterday.
Okay. Do you have any that stood out to you in particular this year?
Yes. Although I'm generally reluctant to answer that question because it's like picking your children. But these are not exactly my children. They come from all over the world. So
Right.
I guess I can pick them then. But if you ask me about a Longhorn startup and I'm
That's
going to their
dangerous
showcase
territory,
in
huh?
15 minutes, I
Yeah.
can't pick those. That would
All
not
right,
be
understood.
appropriate. But I fell in love with what's it called? Slant. No, that was a longer word. Anyway, a startup that does helps with precision agriculture using drones.
Okay.
So a farmer would take one of their drones and throw it up in the air. It would then scan the field looking for fungus infections or a lack of water or some other blight. And then the farmer could judiciously dispense a crop duster to take care of it. And this will cut agricultural waste, pesticides and fertilizers and water considerably by allowing the farmer to know what's going on in his fields. So these are a bunch of
Sounds very unique.
unique. Well, it's only unique if you're not in agriculture. But if you're in agriculture, it's a movement now. The drones are invading agriculture, as well they should. This team came out of the aerospace industry where they built drones for the military. So they have very cool sensors for picking up these various conditions of interest to farmers. And then they have these drones. And the whole system is designed to be sold for $8,500, which is a huge cost reduction. So they're
Right.
aiming at average farmers rather than the huge.
Yeah, farm equipment I know can be very, very, very pricey.
Then there's another one that was Parts Pick.
Okay.
It was a team out of Atlanta. The farming team was in Nebraska. This one came from Atlanta, and they solved the problem. If you need a spare part,
Mhm.
how do you find it? And their solution is you take their app on your iPhone
Mhm.
and you take a picture of it, and they will tell you what part it is,
Whoa,
and then you can order it. They'll give you the ordering number and everything.
that's very cool.
So you put a penny in the picture next to the part,
Uh-huh.
and the penny tells the software how big the part is. So it does a scale comparison,
Huh.
and they're off and running. So that those of us who occasionally can't find parts for things will be able to find them a lot easier. I suggested also that right after I have the part,
Mhm.
my next problem is knowing what to do with it. So imagine another layer of information on top of the parts
Right, the
list.
second tier.
Tells you what to do with the part once you get it.
Right. Great. So, last question: do you have any general advice for startups that are submitting to the accelerator in the future?
Well, the accelerator is one of the most impressive. It's not an accelerator for one thing, but it's
Okay.
one of the most impressive startup showcases or pitch contests. And I guess that could be a form of acceleration.
Mhm.
But it's massive. They got over 500 startups applying,
Right.
and it's my good fortune to be the MC of the finals. They give me the best 18 out of 500, so they're really very high quality startups.
Nice.
No, it's just general, the general advice for getting admitted to these events is, just having a good business idea and spending some time on the PowerPoints and there's so many resources for checklists. Who's the customer, how you're going to make money, how you defend against competition.
So cover all your bases.
Just any one of the checklists will probably work.